Ya kalau tidak mau.
Oliver, must you do this, please? German fruit. Ngày nào khi nào là con week tonight? Con week tonight. Giờ bà thấy là nó không là sai cả cái gì cũng áo của là nó
device is ready to pair. Choose device is connected successfully.
ये क्यों
मैं तो सत्संग गया गुरुवाणी सुनी गुरुवाणी को सुनकर गया गया मैं तो सत्संग गया गुरुवाणी सुनी गुरुवाणी को सुनकर गया गया
Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. I kindly ask all to stand as we organize ourselves to come and Seecharan of the Sanskar of the Father of the Soul. As we put our hands together, we close our eyes, we bow our heads in prayer. We pray to Bhagwan Sri Krishna as we commence this last rite, or what is called the Handeshi Sanskar. Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah. Om Amagatra Bhagatiro Va Sarvavastam Gato Viva Yahasmare Pundare Kaksha Savahyabhyantara Suchi. Om Prithave Toya Pratadoka Devi Tomashmarda Tvam Chadarya Devi Pavitram Guruchasanam Hari Om. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Sarmarata Shrinandati Bhesavai Vedai Sangha Padakramo Padashidai Gayantayam Samara Dhyana Vashkiddhattakena Manasa Vashyanti Yogino Yasyantam Naviru Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namo Namo Om Shantakaram Bhujayashayan सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिराजगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय राम नाम सत्य राम नाम सत्य राम नाम सत्य So you all gathered here this morning in this home together, this parivar together, this family to join together in the Antishi Sanskar. Of course, Pandit Arish, my brother, Pandit Ganeshdat, myself, together we are going to collectively try to perform this rite according to the requirements of Bhagwan. And as we commence, to friends, family, well-wishers, neighbors, all of you who are gathered here this morning, of course, we all join together. Most importantly, praying to Bhagavan Krishna for the upliftment of this soul. As we commence this rite this morning, we take Sankalp in our hand and we ask Bhagavan. Sankalp is really a resolution or something that is stored in the Akashic records, ensuring or telling Bhagavan that on this day, on this time, on this particular place, that this particular ceremony is going to be done. And this soul, of course, is going to start the process of what is called transmigration. So, Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah Om Vishnu Vishnu Sri Purana Purushottamasya Vidyapadare Shri Shvetavar Kalpe Ashtavinchitame Kalyuge Kalaktam Charane Bhuloke Jambuti Shridadadeshasya Falatam Grame अष्टमी तिथि शुक्ल पक्ष जय नक्षत्र सिद्धि योग श्री मंगलवार अधिक श्रावण मासे तुला राशि श्री कर्क राशि चंद्रमा भगवान सूर्य भगवान वर्ष ऋतु दक्षिणायन शुभ घृत संवत्सरा संवत्सरा पिंगल विक्रम संवत्सरे सी टेकोलेविंग फलस टेकिनी सन टेकिनी श्री कश्यप कूटस्य अमोक नामः टेकिनी सी फालने Amopritasya Anteshi Sanskar Aham Karashi. And if you collectively say Om Shri Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah. Now we perform, of course, the rites of the Anteshi Sanskar. Hari Om Sri Gani Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah Om Amo Gotasya Amo Pretasya Mristani Shivnimidam Sthanam Maya Dhyate Tu Patishthatam Om Sahasra Shirisham Devam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhavam Vishwam Narayanam Devam Aksharam Padamam Param Om Amo Gotasya Amoka Pretasya Mristani Shivnimidam Gandham Maya Dhyate Tu Patishthatam Om Kasturi Tilakam Lalata Patale Vakshastale Kaustubam Nasagre Vadamautikam Kartale Venur Karikankanam Sarvange Harichandanam Sulaladam Gandhe Chamkavali Upastre Padeveshto Vajayate Gopal Chadamanam Om Amo Gotasya Mopritasya Mristan Shivnimitam Pushpa Mala Mayabhyate To Patishtatam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Om Kashyap Kootasya Mopritasya Mristani Shivnimitam Pushpamala Mayabhyate To Patishthatam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah. Om Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Om Amoghotasya Amoghpretasya Mrittani Shivnimitam Deepam Maya Dhyateto Patishtatam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Om Chandrama Manaso Jata Chakshutsu Jata Sutravan Shabran Shabukalakrena Jayata Om Amoghotasya Amoghpretasya Mrittani Shivnimitam Deepam Maya Dhyateto Patishtatam Om Chandrama Manaso Jata Chakshutsu Jata Sutravan Shabran Shabukalakrena Jayata Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Om Amoghotasya Amoghpretasya Mrittani Shivnimitam Pushpam Maya Dhyateto Patishtatam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Amoghotasya Amoghpretasya Mrittani Shivnimitam Eshti Pindu Maya Dhyateto Patishtatam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Put inside your fist, right? Put inside it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Narayanaaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Tilanjali Maya Dhyateto Patishtatam Om Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namaha Ram Nam Ram Nam Ram Nam So we are all gathered here, of course, as we have performed this rites thus far, together with my brother Pandit Naresh and my father-in-law Pandit Ganeshat Maharaj. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan gives great description of karma. And karma is something that Bhagavan does not create, and that word that is called karma determines our birth. It determines our birth. More so importantly, karma revolves around two things that contributes to the creation of human birth. And those two words are punya or pa. Punya means blessings or good karma, and pa means bad karma. Therefore, these two things contributes to our position, our life, our soul, our whatever birth that we get. And when our karmas are exhausted, meaning when the human body cannot take it anymore, and when the karma is exhausted, then we are placed in this particular position. That is called death. That is called death. And in life, my dear friends, we all have to go through this. We have to go through this. The human body consists of two souls. That is the material body, something that we can touch, something that we can see. And of course, within the human body, there is another soul that is called the Atma. That is called the Atma. That is the internal body of which drives us back to our Creator, which is God. That soul, my dear friends, is always trying to go back to God. That Atma is trying to go back to God. This is why this human body, Bhagwan says in Ramayana, that the human body is the holiest creation of His that can achieve that. That is called oneness with God. But Bhagwan says in the scriptures that Mamai Vamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha Manaha Shashtani Indrayani Prakritistani Karashyati. This whole world, my dear friends, revolves around something called Prakriti, which is the dissolution. Meaning, once we are born, we have to die. And that is inevitable, and everybody knows that. Once we are born, we have to die. Sometimes, this gentleman, I've heard that he worked very hard throughout his life. And he worked hard, not for himself, but he worked hard for his children. And especially the daughters and the son will know that this gentleman would have worked tirelessly for the welfare of his family, and that is what human birth does. That is what the life of a Hindu is. Living peacefully, living together without arguments. That, of course, creates good karma. And then when our time is ready to leave this world, then the process is very easy. But living your life, my dear friends, according to the requirements of Sanatan Dharma. Always know that to reach this position, when you have to leave this one, this is not the end for this Atma. The process will continue in something called the Agraman Chakra until the soul has wiped out the karma so that it can merge into oneness with God. But what makes it difficult in this process, my dear friends, is our lack of devotion to God. Your whole life, your line, your party, your marry. Where was God? Where was God your whole life? Only when you get sick and the body starts to deteriorate, then you want to remember God. Where was he when he was strong? That's why the poet says, Itna to karna swami jab pran kan se Govinda naam lekar tab pran kan se Itna to karna swami jab pran kan se Govinda naam lekar tab pran kan se. That is a prayer we do not say when we dead. That is a prayer we say when we are living. There is something inside here called the Pradabhya Sharir. That is the last breath. Prada means last breath. You think you could call God's name now? Anybody raise their hand? You think you could call God's name now? No. That soul has to depend on other people to call God's name for him. Why don't you do it when you have breath? When you have life? And this is what the poet says, Ichana to Karuna Swami. Lord, in my time of death, my time of greed, my time of difficulties, my time of sorrow, he's saying that, Lord, when my life is trickling in my throat, Kans means throat. When my life is trickling in my throat, Prabhu, you bring comfort, you bring relief. And you know what that is, my dear friends? Asking Bhagavan Krishna to come and extract the soul without any pain. That's the purpose. But if we don't practice that from young, you think we will get it when we die? We can't. This is why when we do many funerals, we try to tell people, live your life, enjoy the creation of this world, Don't abuse the creation of God. And most importantly, try to call God's name a little bit. That will help you when you leave this world. And this is the purpose of life. Trying to do good things so that when the life is to come out of the body, you merge into oneness with God. That is the purpose of human birth. Because human birth is very precious, my dear friends, and we don't get it. So may Bhagwan, of course, truly bless of this soul, bless of this family. And I've been in this family for close to 8 months now, and before that a few years. But I've always heard that Auntie Lulu was a very religious person. And she is, my mistake, she is a very religious person, and she's always talking something about God. She's always speaking about God, always praying to God, always doing something. And you see that mentality that she has, she don't have to worry in Bhagwan. Because we have to worry. So souls like that are very rare, my dear friend. So Bhagwan Krishna truly bless of her and give her the courage and the strength to undergo all this that is taking place. In the scriptures, it is said that the husband should see the wife go first. But when the husband goes first, it is very difficult, my dear friend. So may Bhagwan truly bless of her and give her the courage, and most importantly, bless of the soul of this person, so that he may merge into oneness with Bhagwan. Vrindavan Bihalila Laki Jai. I pass you over, of course, to my brother, Father Narish, and we will move forward, of course, with the ceremony.
एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय अयोध्यापति राजा रामचंद्र की. To my honored brother, Father Rohit, to my father, and to our family, the Biri family. I am part of this family. It is very difficult when we as pundits, we have to stand and perform these rites and rituals for our own. Time, place and circumstance, it is different. But our scriptures indicate that we must be the example. That at the time of death, we should not mourn, we should not grieve. We will have seen him lying for many months. From January to this present time that he would have passed, he went through a lot. But it is the karmic actions. It is only Bhagwan can give life, and it is only Bhagwan that can take life when the time is right. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he says to Arjuna, that devotee of his and that friend of his, he says to Arjuna that this body is useless. It is nothing. The body is useless when the soul exits. While the soul is within the physical body, it is useful. But once the soul exits, the body is useless. This body carries 5 senses: smelling, touching, tasting, feeling, hearing. All of these are senses. But when life, when the pran, when the atma would exit, the body is useless, as we see here today. We can stand in whatsoever caliber of individual, whatsoever our life will be, whatsoever positions that we may hold in life. When this time reach, we carries nothing. You know, the poet, as Father Rohit says, different way, do din ki zindagi hai, do din ka mila. We are only here for 2 days, the day that we will come and the day that we will go. But how many of us will make use of that time? As my poor Auntie Dudu, she always serves the Lord. She is always in the mandir. She is always doing her puja. She is always doing her daily sadhan. You know, one thing that she would have asked me when there was death in this home, that if she can continue to light her diya, I said no, because the house is sutak, it is chutihar, it is impure, and so forth. That has to hold until the Shrad, until the Gita is recited into the home to purify and to gain back that, you know. So this can show you the individual, the home that we stand here to perform the Antishtikara. On the other hand, he was a bit different, you know. His life, his way was meeting people, greeting people, making friends with individuals. You know, many individuals here would know when I come to work. When I was working in Cedras, every morning he would sit after cleaning the club and he would sit on the bench. As you hear 8 o'clock, Uncle Board on the bench. Sometimes he's sleeping away and he said, Uncle Board, what man? I nothing, man. I like you out there. You know? And this is the sentiments that he would have shared with everybody. You know? He liked spending time with individuals. Not only his family, but the entire congregation, the entire village. He was a friend of all. And Bhagwan in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he explains to Arjun. He says, Arjun, the time to pray for yourself is while there is health and there is strength, while the soul is within the body. Because when the soul will exit, we have to depend on somebody else to help us. And this is what is taking place. You know, all of his time would have gone, what he would have done. And now it is our time to ask that Lord, Bhagwan Hari, to call the name of the Lord to grant liberation upon the Atman, the soul. You see, many of us, my dear friends, we think that after death there is nothing. After death, life ends. But it is a new beginning. It is a new beginning. Whatsoever we do here, we have to pay in the hereafter. And that journey is a new journey that will now start for him. You know, none of us, we know that journey. None of us can say what really happens on that journey. We can only read about it. But it is only when we are in this position, then we will have to go through this. So let us all chant the name of that Lord, Bhagwan Hari. At this point in time, I will ask Auntie Lulu, the wife, to make her offerings and to do her part. And then we will have the children, the daughters, the grandchildren will have already done their part. And then the siblings will come forth together with nieces, nephews, to the rest of extended family also. While this is taking place, we will all join in a couple hymns as we glorify the name of Bhagwan. It is said that Hari Ka Naam Lagamana Mere. By chanting the name of the Lord, it gives that punya, that great merit, that great desire to achieve that of moksha. Let us all join. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Today, siblings, they will come forward and make their offerings. Yeah.
हरि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो नमः। जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो। और कोई न केवल हारा फिर तू ही मेरा पार। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे बोलो। जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे तू चाहे तो सब कुछ करे। वृक्ष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे। वृक्ष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान रे जो भी तेरा ध्यान रे। जय 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 कृष्ण everybody जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय 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 कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजुमन हरण भव भय दारुणम। नवकंज रोशन कंज मुख पर कंज पर कंजागुणम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। कंदर्प अगणित अमित चबिन नील नीरज सुंदरम
पटपीठमानः तरितरुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुखाभरणम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीरामचंद्र कृपालु भजुमन् हरण भव भय दारुणम् नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख कंज पद कंजालुनम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम
भजुदीन
बंधु दिवेश दानव दैत्य वंचनि कंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद्र दशरथ नंदनम श्रीराम 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 श्रीरामचंद्र कृपालु भजुमन हरण भव भय दारुणम् नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख पद कंज पद कंजालुनम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चार उदार आजानुभुज सर चाप दर्शन ग्राम जुत कर दूषण श्रीराम 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 श्रीरामचंद्र कृपालु भजुमन हरण भव भय दारुणम् कंजलोचन कंज मुख पद कंज पद कंजालुनम् श्रीराम श्रीराम
For those of you who might have external family members, nieces, nephews, etc., all of you who would like to come and make a line and make your offerings, at this point in time you are invited to do so, of course followed by family and friends.
मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि कलदर भूषण श्रीराम 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 श्रीरामचंद्र कृपालु भजुमन हरण भव भय दारुणम् नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख पर कंज पर कंजालुनम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम
श्रीरामचंद्र
कृपालु भजुमन हरण भव भय दारुणम् नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख कंज पर कंजालुनम् श्रीराम 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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो नमः.
All of you who wish to come, of course, and pay respect at this point in time, you are of course invited to do so as we continue with the kirtan. Hari Om Bando
चरण कमल रघुनंदन बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन ओ बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन ओ जिनके कृपा सकल सुख संपत्ति जिनके कृपा सकल सुख संपत्ति पावत जन बतन और चंदन पावत जन बतन और Randan Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Avadapuri Prabhu Nitya Virajat O Avadapuri Prabhu Nitya Virajat O Janaka Sutayota Dosha Nikandan O Janaka Sutayota Dosha Nikandan O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan O Tinata Paro Janama Marana Bhayo Tinata Paro Janama Marana Bhayo O Dur Karat Chiname Janaranjana O Dur Karat Chiname Janaranjana O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan O Bhakta Namat Charane Kripa Kare Sevaka Bhanjan Kripa Kare Sevaka Bhanjan O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan O Bando Charana Kamala Raghunandan I don't think anyone else goes. Anybody else who would like to come, of course, and pay tribute by the offering of flowers, etc. You are invited to do so at this point in time before we move into the next part of the ceremony this morning. Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Namah Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So at this point in time, we will pass over to Chrissy, the niece of Uncle, to do a couple words on the urology.
Seecharan, and a pleasant good morning to everyone. Firstly, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have come today to honor my uncle, the late Willibrord Seecharan, also known as Uncle Bird. Uncle was born on the 7th of November, 1947, to the late Celestin and Joseph Seecharan of Coromandel Village, Cedars. He was the third of 7 children. After attending Southern Central School, he earned a living at the fiber factory, Ikakas. During this period, he got married to one of the most loving and devoted persons I know, Auntie Chitra, also known as Auntie Dudu. where they shared an amazing 55 years of marriage and raised their 4 children, Sharda, Mira, Eddie, and the late Renuka. They moved to Fullerton Village, Cedrus, where he then worked at the Columbia Estate for several years. There, he developed a close bond with Mr. and Mrs. Andrews, who considered him an adopted son. Uncle then worked at the Golden Dragon for many years, being known throughout the village, forming many lifetime friendships. He would enjoy working there until his retirement. After, he developed a passion for gardening, growing some of the biggest melon, tomatoes, and cucumbers, which he shared happily amongst his neighbors and family members. Growing up, I knew Uncle Bird as very strict and diligent, especially when it pertained to his work. He was very hardworking, reliable, and ambitious. Uncle added love to his family, which he shared endlessly to his 2 grandsons, Kishad and Keshav. He lived such a legacy, and he had such a life. I invite each of you to keep him alive in your hearts. Uncle, you will truly be missed. This is not goodbye, but until we meet again.
एक बार बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. At this point in time, I would ask my father to render a couple of words, whatsoever he may choose.
बोले श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय. What I will say about both. As Denise mentioned about estate, but when we were small and we come in the estate, we always have a grapefruit tree behind the house. And my sister will always have something for to eat. She will make her own bread. He will show, we pick the grapefruit and make the juice. My brothers and sisters, they say both didn't have time to pray. But I could tell you something. When I have my friends home and I tell him I want him to be there, you have to. It's one thing, me and he have that bond. And when we get that more closer, when I was married him, I tell him, you have to do one thing for me. Stand and do my father part. He didn't refuse. He didn't refuse. And since that to now, I have a different love for him. Sometimes my sister will call and she'll say, will you give him? I say, you don't have to ask for that. So long as we have it, we give it. But he was very simple, he was very humble, and he set plenty example. What I will say, Krishna Bhagwan opened his arms for him, and he will bless him. As I said, everyone comes handsome for you for him. As we ask Bhagwan to find eternal recipes for him, give my sister, my niece and my nephew that health, that strength, that wisdom, and that understanding. We know our date of birth, but we doesn't know the date of death. That's why Then two pundits said, when you're born in this world, you must think about the Lord. Do not wait until the Jivatma leaves the body and then you will weep and cry and say, Lord, what I paid for. No. Do it while you have that health and strength. As we ask Krishna Bhagwan in this point in time, to remove all obstacles for him and let him take that journey. Hari Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chardo Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagat Guru Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Ram Nam Satya Satya
Ram Nam Satya, Ram Nam Satya, Ram Nam Satya. Of course, many sentiments have been shared about the character, the life of this individual. But so much so, my dear friends, there's a wonderful prayer that is taken from the Ramayana, where Bhagwan Sri Ram would have had to do the rites for one of his devotees. And this prayer describes the body of Bhagwan Vishnu. And it is said that if it is recited, of course, at the time of death of someone who are in this particular position, then that soul, of course, merges into oneness with Paramatma. But most importantly, I sat and I look at everybody crying, mourning, grieving, weeping. And that is the human inside of you. That is the attachment inside of you. And to get yourself above these things, you have to learn to detach. You have to learn to detach. That is something that will come into all of our homes. You all need to understand that. And you all need to understand that when it comes into your home, use the scripture as your guide. Use the scripture as your guide. Because Bhagwan, in the Manusmriti, which is one of our books that we read, Bhagwan Garud asks Lord Vishnu a question of the two first human beings that was created by the name of Manu and Satrupa. And he said, Lord, why it is when people dead, they cry so much? Why I cry when they live?
Was gone. I am there. It was gone.
Why do you cry when they live? Why they cry when they mourn, when they grieve? Why do they express themselves like this? But you are not crying because of anything, my dear friends. You are crying because of your attachment to the person. I'm sure most of you are sitting here and you are thinking about the memories that you would have had with this gentleman. And that is why the emotion is being expressed. Bhagwan says in chapter 2, we will experience these things now. But when the life force comes out, my dear friends, you can't cut the soul, you can't drown the soul, you can't burn the soul, and the soul does not interact with the material world. Only when this confined the human body interacts. If we can understand this, then we will be strong in situations like this. This is why I admire Auntie Dudu. So calm and composed she is. This is what a devotion of bhakti does. This is what a devotee happens to a devotee. They are able to be strong in a situation when placed towards them, especially within their homes. So Bhagwan Vishnu, as we almost shoot to the end of this morning's sanskar, Bhagwan Vishnu told Garud, he said, Garud, he used the analogy, a great king. And he says, this king, my dear friends, had everything. Kingdom, riches, family, everything he had. But when the body gets diseased, no one can save it, When the body gets a disease, nobody can save the body, not even the doctor. The doctor will only take the money. He can help to a certain extent. But when that karma is so much, or the body is plagued with disease, my dear friends, only Bhagwan can help it. Always remember that. Only Bhagwan can help it. No doctor, nobody can help it. Only God can help it.
Only one.
And like this, Bhagwan told them that this king died. He had everything and he died. And when he died, of course, you think all the king rich can help him? Riches can help him? You think all the family members can help him? You go to children, you help him. Nobody can help him. You alone have to walk that path, brother. When we die, we alone have to walk. Nobody can go with we. Always remember that as well. You alone have to go home to God. So like this, when the king died, based on his karma, everybody in the kingdom started to cry, just like everybody here, crying, mourning, weeping, grieving. And when he died, because of the karma of the king, the next life he come back as an insect, as a bug in the next life. And the children in the kingdom is mourning for their father, the citizens are mourning for their king. But they don't know that the king born back as an insect living in the forest next to the kingdom. That's how karma is. So much so they went to the Jyotish and they cast a bird chart to find out what bird you get. They're telling them, well, he come back as an insect. When he come back as an insect, his next king, his son, send all his soldiers to find this little insect. Bring back the insect in the kingdom and put him up a bed, put him up a throne, give him water, to food to eat, water to drink. You think this insect knows the significance of these things? Huh? You think that thing we're flying over there know the significance of how comfortable a bed feels? No. So this king asks them, he say, why will you give me water to drink? Why will you put me up the throne? Why will you give me a bed to sleep? And furthermore, I don't know none earlier. Because you see in that little forest there, I have other little bugs, that is my family. I have children later mine. They have children too, you know. These animals have children all. You say, I have children in the forest of mine and I all you're crying here, I don't know none of you. So who's the correct mother? In all the birds that we have to take, who's the correct mother? Who's the correct father? Who's the correct brother? Who's the correct sister? Who's the correct husband? Who's the correct wife? Because in birth, we have to have mother and father to get birth. But this life takes millions of births. Who's the correct parents? I'll ever sit to think about that? I can't find the answer up to now.
Why then?
I'm going to take a walk so I come back.
Good.
You understand? Who is the correct?
The
Who
boy.
is the correct? Who is the correct relationship that we build? If we understand this, my friends, we will understand that when this happened to us, take God. And when you take God, everything will be okay. I'm sure that with the service that is to be done for uncle, and the service that is to be done by his relatives, his brother-in-law, his family, his children, his grandchildren, all of you just be strong, because that makes us strong. Always remember that this is not the end for him. This is the end for the material world, not for the soul. And if we can understand this, we'll understand that the life is only going to go further until it merges with oneness with Bhagwan. Vrindavan, Halilal Ki Jai. Right? So at this point in time, my throat is sore. Anybody else, villagers, friends, family members, anybody who would like to come and say something on behalf of the relationships that they would have had with ETCs at this point in time, you are of course invited to do so. If you want to sing a bhajan, or if you want to say a few words, you are free to do so at this point in time before we move forward, of course, to Mosquito Creek. Nobody want to say nothing?
Come in front.
Yes, I just say on behalf of my late parents, I am standing here representing the entire family. I knew Bert since I was a little child. I'm still going to secondary school, young lady I should say then. And he was a part of our family. He did everything at home for my parents when all the children were. And I know that they regarded him as a son. My other siblings who are alive cannot be here this morning because they live far and they too are very aged. I am being last. I represent all of them. And I want to extend my sincere sympathy to the entire family, his relatives, and all concerned. May his soul rest in peace.
Is there anybody else?
Vrindavan Bihalal ki Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam. You all know Moscow retreat is so close, so it's a long journey, and you all know, and these pundits will tell you that there's a particular time that you have to reach at the cremation site now to produce the documents, etc. And of course the discard of the body. So at this point in time, I would like to kindly ask everybody to stand. As we join together. As we put our hands together, we join in this beautiful bhajan before, of course, we move into closing and proceed to the cremation site. Hari Om. Mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram.
Ram, He Ram, Ram, He Ram, Ram, He Ram, Ram, He Ram.
Lochan man mein jage na ho to jo gad charan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram. Jeevan deki jar vichaya rach ke maya rach na chaya. Jeevan deki jar vichaya rach ke maya. Chinta meri tari tehi, chinta meri tari tehi. O jab chintan mere lo Ram, mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram. Ram hai Ram, Ram hai Ram, Ram hai Ram, Ram hai Ram. Mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apne sharan mein le lo Ram. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Put our hands together, close our eyes, we bow our heads in prayer. We ask of Bhagavan Vishnu, and as we close, this month is called Shravan, and also importantly, and we all could have heard throughout the length and breadth of this radio, that this is something called Adhik Mas. Adhik Mas means Purushottam Yog, Purushottam Mas rather, and it is the month of Lord Vishnu. So it is very auspicious to die within this month, and this month is the month of Bhagavan Srimati Vishnu. Anything that is done to Lord Vishnu this month, that soul, of course, merged into oneness with Bhagavan. So fortunate is the soul of the deceased of being able to go back to his creator in the month of Adhik Mas, and also importantly in the month of Shravan. We pray and we ask Bhagavan to bless up his soul, and Prabhu, through the medium of the life and most importantly the karma of this soul, whatever this person have done in his material life and his past lives, Prabhu, that will contribute, of course, to his future lives. And if you see fit, Bhagavan, you have the power to destroy all karmas and pull this soul, of course, into oneness with your great divine form that is called Nirgun or Brahm. We pray and we ask Bhagavan Krishna to bless of this soul. Hari Om. O Palanhare Nirguna Jnare Tumre
गदाधर
अक्षया
पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव
ओम कृष्ण कृष्ण कृपालु त्वं मम कतिदिनां गतिर्भव संसाराणां भक्तानां प्रसीदा पुरुषोत्तम ओम तत्सत्प्रेत आत्मा शांति तत्सत्प्रेत आत्मा शांति तत्सत्प्रेत आत्मा शांति राधा सच्चे राधा सच्चे राधा सच्चे At this point in time, we remain standing for flowers and we prepare ourselves, of course, to move to the Croatian side. Vrindavan, At this point in time, before we move forward, everybody now who would like to come and let's view the body. Before we proceed, of course, we invite you to do so.
Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Jai Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Jai Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Jai Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Jai Ram Shri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Jai Ram Shri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Jai Ram Shri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Rama Tapa Par Rama Hamari Rama Tapa Par भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजन करो सत्संग से रामायण भकानी रामायण भकानी रामायण भकानी इस संसार की माया तुम भराओ रामा तुम भराओ भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा काम क्रोध मद लोभ तुम ध्याना मन लगाना ध्याना लगन लगाना रामायण संसार से करो स्नान लगाओ करो स्नान लगाओ भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा भजले हरि गोविंदा. As we end this morning's Antishri Karamati Om, let us all join. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 As we keep chanting the name of the Lord, we prepare as we take the body to the show of peace. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Therefore, we are on the floor here, right?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Stop it. That's the body, not before.
Wrapped up with
भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो 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 भगवते
Let's dip in that. Take dip in that. Put in next one.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते
Follow me, right? Yeah. That's not right. Right hand, put it in the right hand.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
राम नाम राम नाम
सत्य है
राम नाम
सत्य है Finally, when it was in wrong, right? राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम राम नाम राम नाम सब यही गति है राम नाम 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 राम नाम
Away ka eh.
सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई सुख के सब साथी दुख में न कोई मेरा तेरा नाम एक साचा तू जाना कोई सुख के सब साथी
Thanks so much.
Don't forget that you recording. Take out
You were not fluttering? Yeah, I'm fluttering.
I'm trying.
Alright, yeah. We have about, $65. I'll just back plus, right? And leave it by the
Okay, okay, and I'll just, okay, I'll get it.
Sleeping on the floor, right?
What is spend my hair?
No, take it up, take it up.
Yeah.
Right, break it on the
Touch
floor.
him on the side, on the side. One on the side. Again.
ओम नमो भूतस्य नमो प्रेतस्य चत्वारि चीकटिर्मणि मया यतीतो प्रतिष्ठितम् राम नाम
सत्य है,
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 राम नाम
सत्य है, शोला,
2 3 lift together राम नाम
राम नाम, 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 right there, same direction,
नमो भूतस्य नमो प्रेतस्य चत्वारि चीकटिर्मणि भूतदेवो वा एष्टि मया यतीतो प्रतिष्ठितम् राम नाम राम नाम
सत्य है,
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 राम नाम
सत्य है. One right there.
राम नाम राम take all the time go too fast open now right yes ओम सूर्यकटपूर्वात्माता गच्छन्तु सुतरीचर्यं सज्जनाः आपुजगन्तु यदि तत्सर्वेहि तत्पोषणेषु प्रीतश्च शरीरो ॐ पञ्चतत्त्वशान्ति भवतु पंचतत्व शांति भवतु ओम चंद्रमा मनसो जाति सूर्यो जाति तावांशमांश कालक्ष्मी गजानन राम नाम
सत्य है,
राम नाम
सत्य है,
राम नाम
सत्य है,
राम नाम
सत्य है,
राम नाम
सत्य है। Take it out clockwise, spin right here, right here. Spin around some.
राम नाम राम we're going straight in front of each other, right?
Straight in front of each other.
Alright, let
Show
us
love.
lift up right. Ram Nam
सत्य है, राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है राम नाम, राम नाम, राम नाम, सब यही कहती है।
Right, right there.
ओम सूजा गच्छन्तु वात्मात्मा च गच्छन्तु पृथ्वी च सत्यमा आपो वातपक्षु यत्तपक्षते हि तपोषणेषु प्रतिष्ठा ओम पंचतत्व शान्ति पंचतत्व शान्ति
Okay, we can straight on the side of the road. Wala ba ikaw listo na? Wala ko liam, the poster.
Akan. Sudah mahan tu murah siang kita tak share.
They carry 10 to sana, mo siya. What's your next one?
Right, those of you who didn't get a chance to meet anybody, before we proceed, of course, with the next part of the ceremony, for anybody competition, you all are, of course, invited to come and view anybody for a few minutes before we proceed.
श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजो नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर चात सर पंजात श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम कंधार पागणिकामित चवि चवनीर नीरज सुंदरम पट पीत मानो डरित रुचि सुचि नौमी जनक सुतावरा
Listen to this guy, right?
Shri Ram, Shri Ram.
Listen to this guy.
Arjuna Bandhunesh Danav Daitya Bhanjani Kandanam Raghunandananda Kanda Kosha Chandra Dasarata Nandan Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Sira Mukata Kundala Tilak Chara Udara Anga Vibhushana Ajan Bhuj Sar Chapadar Sangram Jit Kar Dusar Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Iti bhatati tulasidas shankar shesha muni manaranjana mama hridaya kanjani vasuka madi kandala dusha Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram,
Come.
Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Jai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Jai Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Ram Ram.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Nobhya swaha, Tvache swaha, Rohitaya swaha, Medobhya swaha, Mansebhya swaha, Stabhya swaha, Astabhya swaha, Ajabhya swaha, Rikase swaha, Payave swaha, Ayasaya swaha, Prayasaya swaha, Sayasaya swaha, Vyaya swaha, Sujaya swaha, Sochate swaha, Sochate swaha, Soche swaha, Sochamanaya swaha, Shokaya swaha, Tapate swaha, Tapyate swaha, Tapyamanaya swaha, Taptaya swaha, Dharmaya swaha, Nishkritya swaha, Prayashya swaha, Nijaya swaha, Yamaya swaha, Antakaya namaha swaha, Mrityave namaha swaha, Brahmane swaha, Brahmatyaya swaha, Vishwebhyo devebhyo namaha swaha, Dava Pradibhyo namaha swaha. For all of them.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Swaha.
Swaha.
Right. You all let go one by one together.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so you listen to this one, right?
Yeah. Everybody go on that side, right? In front and everybody on that side, right? On the right side. Right? Just take, right? You like to take it, right? You come in and like to take it.
Yeah, I like to get out.
Right side, right side. I'm going to touch it by here. Right, open fast, we can go, right? No, ya one more. I just want to keep it. You rest right on the chest, right? Listen, I'll leave it right.
Push up on the chest.
Put down.
Yeah. Watchman. Man said by Farah going here to bring in something.
Yeah.
And they keep up with
Yeah.
How was the wedding?
like a Christian flag, right? You can walk down to the river.